First rumour of the River of Jewels reached Sinbad not through a map, but through a sound. One evening, as he walked near the harbour, he heard a delicate chime coming from a merchant's crate, like tiny bells tapping together. Curious, Sinbad stopped and saw smooth, shining stones inside, gleaming softly as they knocked against one another. The merchant, an older woman with calm eyes, placed one stone in his palm. It was a jewel, not cut or polished, but rounded by water and glowing with natural light. "These come from a river hidden far away," she said quietly. "A river that carries gems the way other rivers carry pebbles. People call it the River of Jewels." Sinbad listened carefully. And if you enjoy magical adventures like this, remember to like and subscribe so you can join the next voyage too. The merchant warned him that the river was real but not meant for greedy hands. "Some who find it return safely," she said, "and some do not. The river rewards respect and punishes those who forget their balance." Sinbad thanked her, but the story stayed in his mind like a lantern flickering in the dark. That night Sinbad spoke with Captain Rashid, the steady sailor who valued caution over pride. Rashid frowned when he heard the rumour. "Treasure stories pull people like storms, pull ships," he said. Sinbad nodded. "Then we must go with wisdom," he replied. "Not to take everything, but to learn the truth and keep others from foolish chasing." Rashid studied him for a long moment, then agreed. "We sail," he said, "but with careful hearts." Before sunrise their ship left the harbour. The sea was calm and the sky was pale, as if the morning had not fully awakened. For several days the voyage was gentle. The sailors worked quietly, the wind held steady, and stars glittered above them at night. Sinbad watched the horizon and thought about the merchant's words. A river of jewels sounded like a dream, but Sinbad had learned that the world often hid wonders in places that tested a traveller's patience. On the 7th day, thick fog crept across the sea. The horizon vanished, and the ship seemed to float inside a cloud. Rashid ordered a slow pace and extra watch. Sailors whispered nervously, because fog made even brave men feel small. Sinbad remained calm, reminding himself that rushing in blindness was the quickest way to danger. At last the fog thinned, and a jagged coastline appeared ahead, black cliffs rising from the water like sleeping giants. Rashid guided the ship into a narrow inlet where the sea was calmer. "We go no farther by ship," he decided. "If there is a hidden valley, it will not welcome sails." Sinbad agreed. A small group went ashore with waterskins, bread, dates, and rope. The air smelled of wet stone, and the cliffs echoed with the steady voice of waves. They followed a narrow path upward between boulders. As they climbed, Sinbad began to hear it again, the faint tapping sound like glass beads touching. The higher they went, the clearer it became, until it felt as though the valley itself was singing softly. After hours of climbing, the path opened into a hidden place between cliffs. Light filtered strangely there, softer than ordinary daylight. In the centre of the valley ran a river, clear and fast. Sinbad stepped closer, and his breath caught. The riverbed was filled with gems, green like young leaves, blue like deep ocean, red like sunset embers, and white like captured moonlight. They rolled and clicked beneath the water, creating the delicate chime that had first drawn him in. For a long moment, no one spoke. Even Captain Rashid stared in quiet amazement. A sailor reached down and lifted a jewel. It gleamed in his palm, and Sinbad saw something dangerous awaken in the man's eyes. Hunger, the sudden belief that this treasure could change everything. Rashid's voice cut gently through the silence. 1 stone each, he said firmly, only as proof. The river is not a market stall, it is a mystery. Some sailors frowned, but they obeyed, slipping a single jewel into their pouches. Sinbad knelt at the river's edge, watching the stones tumble past endlessly. The beauty was almost unreal, yet he felt something else too, a sense that the valley was watching. The wind shifted whenever hands reached out. The river's chime seemed louder when greed stirred and softer when people stepped back. Sinbad realized the danger here was not a monster, but temptation. As they walked along the riverbank, they found an old man sitting on a stone near the water. His beard was white, his robe patched, and his eyes calm as deep wells. He did not look surprised to see them. "Peace to you," Rashid said carefully. "And to you," the old man replied. "You have found the river of jewels." Sinbad stepped forward. "Are you its keeper?" he asked. The old man smiled faintly. "The river keeps itself," he said. "I am only a listener. This place teaches lessons that cities forget." Rashid bowed slightly. "We came for knowledge, not trouble," he said. The old man's gaze moved over their pouches. "Knowledge is light," he replied, "but greed is heavy. Tell me, travellers, what did you feel when you saw the jewels?" Some sailors hesitated. Sinbad answered honestly. "Wonder," he said, "and then temptation." The old man nodded as if he respected truth. "Many come here," he said. "Some leave safely. Others cannot stop gathering. They fill their bags until their shoulders sink. They try to climb out carrying treasure heavier than wisdom." Rashid's voice was steady. "What happens to them?" The old man looked toward the steep path. "The way out is narrow," he said softly. "Those who overload themselves lose balance. The river does not chase them, but it does not catch them either." Sinbad felt his stomach tighten. The lesson was simple. What you carry can save you or destroy you. He glanced at his own pouch, grateful it held only food and 1 jewel. Yet one sailor stared at the river with eyes too bright. "We could be rich forever," he whispered, reaching for more stones. Sinbad stepped closer, keeping his voice calm. "Everything is not always a blessing," he said. "Sometimes everything becomes a rope around your ankle." The sailor trembled, caught between desire and reason. The old man lifted a clay cup, dipped it into the river and offered it. "Drink," he said. Confused, the sailor obeyed. As he drank, his shoulders lowered and his breathing slowed. The hunger in his eyes softened. He stared at the river again, not like a thief, but like someone seeing beauty for the first time. "It's enough," he murmured. The old man nodded. "The river gives calm to those who approach with respect," he said. "Those who come only for stones leave with stones and emptiness. Those who come for wisdom leave with a lighter heart." Rashid bowed again. "We accept that gift," he said. "We will leave now." Before turning away, Sinbad asked, "Will the river ever run out?" The old man smiled gently. "Not soon," he replied. "But even if it did, people would still chase the idea of it. The truest treasure is learning when to stop." The sailors began the climb back, moving carefully. The valley's chime faded behind them like a lullaby ending. They carried only 1 jewel each, but they carried something else too. The memory of a place that tested the heart without shouting. When they returned to the ship, the sea felt like a friend again. The wind filled the sails, and the cliff slipped away. Days later, as the harbour came into view, merchants crowded close, eager for proof. Sinbad showed them 1 jewel and told them the truth. "The river is real," he said, "but it is not meant to be emptied by greedy hands. Take only what you can carry without losing yourself." That night, Sinbad placed his jewel on a shelf where it caught starlight. It glittered softly, but it did not call to him like hunger. It reminded him of balance. The world held wonders that could fill your hands, but the best wonders filled your mind and made your heart gentler. And the river of jewels, hidden in its quiet valley, taught Sinbad a truth as clear as clean water. Riches are not what you gather, but what you can carry with wisdom.